Okay, I'm going to try this again. I keep getting either phone calls or messages, and it messes with the recording. Oops. So, let me tell you who I am in case you've just randomly come across my Vlogmas. My name is Cece. I am half of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast, which is a video podcast that my 19-year-old daughter, Dammy, and I co-host. We've been doing it for over 6 years and have over 300 episodes. I think today's is 321. So, we're a video podcast. I'm also half of Java Pearl Designs, which is hand knit designs fueled by the love of coffee, which is also something that I do with my daughter Dammy. And we have 3 physical books out. I have over 60 patterns out. Yeah, so I do that. Obviously, I have pink hair. It needs to be re-dyed, but I was trying to wait till closer to Christmas before I re-dye it. I am married to the Dr. Hubs. His name is actually Russ, but I call him the Dr. Hubs on the interwebs. He has a PhD in theology. We live in Washington State on the Kitsap Peninsula. I have severe fibromyalgia, and I'm disabled because of that. So I work for myself doing the knitwear design, and I also work a few hours a week as a virtual assistant to for a friend who does health insurance. He's a health insurance broker. And that I can do from home, and I can do from my couch where I'm currently sitting. This red and black thing, I would have gotten it in pink if they had it. But the red and black thing is like a twin size heated blanket, and so I use it as a giant heating pad. What else? We have a kitty cat named Pink Pearl Almond. Her name was Pink when we adopted her. It just was meant to be. She's 2.5 years old, and she's just the sweetest baby ever. You'll see her, I'm sure, a bazillion times during this Vlogmas. I think that's it for the moment. I have some work I need to get done for my boss, and so I'm going to work on that, and then I'll be back later. Oh, I know what else I wanted to tell you. Dammy and I are doing Cabin Pressure Advent this year. Cabin Pressure is a BBC radio comedy. It's kind of like a podcast, but it's a radio show that was on a few years ago. It has Benedict Cumberbatch in it, which I love. And it is just a hysterical, so funny. I'm not a huge comedy person, and I laugh myself silly listening to this show. So we are listening to one a day for Advent, and we are listening in the order that they aired, not in alphabetical order. So I will try to remember to put a link to where you can get the episodes in the down bar if you want to listen along with us, because they're so funny. We've listened to them dozens and dozens of times. They are so funny. So yeah, so that's going to be another part of Vlogmas for me this year, is talking about the episodes that we listen to. So good morning. I am taking a page from my friend Joe, Opera Joe, of the Stitching the High Notes podcast, and I'm going to record for my Vlogmases the day before. So today is actually November the 30th, and then the videos that I record today and edit and everything today will go live tomorrow, the 1st of December. So happy Vlogmas. I'm going to tell you more about who I am later. I don't know. I might mix these around. Who knows? But you're like, Cece, you're wearing a hat. And I'm like, yes, by the way, I am. A very, very cute hat with a very, very cute pom-pom. This is the... it's by my friend Kirsten Bed again. And I can't think of the name of it. Curvosity? Hold on. I will look while I continue to talk to you, because hello, Ravelry. So if you know me, you're like, Cece, you have really, really short hair and you're inside. Why are you wearing a hat? And I'm like, because you know what happens after I sleep on my really, really, really short hair? It sticks straight up on end. And so threw on a hat so that I could record for y'all some before I even got my shower this morning. So I'm trying to find the name of this hat for you, because it is so, I love this one. This is one of my favorites. So I'm up later than I normally am on a Friday morning. because I had a little bit of a health situation yesterday. I had asthma as a child, but I outgrew it, so I haven't had asthma problems in like over 30 years. And I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the podcast that's going live here in just a few minutes, but I was having some wheezing problems yesterday as we were recording, and it just steadily got worse. And so Curvity, that's the name of it. The Curvity Hat Pattern by Kirsten Bedigan, K.M. Bedigan. And the yarn for this is a rainbow heirloom sweater in the fluffy bunny colorway. And the pom-pom is woolly knit lofty in the raspberry colorway. I knit this back in August of 2016. Why I was knitting a hat in August, I don't know, but I was. Okay, so yesterday. So the hubs and I decided that I needed to be seen because it was just getting worse. So he took me to urgent care, and they were like, "Oh, hey, your asthma's back." And I'm like, "Oh, great. How fun is that?" I had to have a chest x-ray and everything because they were concerned because it had come on so quickly. So I am back to a lovely inhaler. But they also have me on steroids to try to help open everything up. But I had to take the first dose of it last night, and that meant sleep kind of escaped me for way too long. So I slept a little bit later this morning than I normally do. And so I'm just now about to get the podcast up live, and I'll be back with all kinds of exciting things today. Yeah, so stay tuned. So as you may know, I participated in Nanny Swimmo 2018 this year, and I did manage to finish my sweater on time. I finished it in 29 days. It was over 100,000 stitches. This is the Granito pattern by Joji Locatelli, and it's done in a fingering weight yarn, and I used Nano Stitch Laboratory Scientific Sock in a one-of-a-kind lab experiment colorway. It ended up being 108,973 stitches. That's a lot of stitches, but I love it. Oops. I didn't know that was still playing in the background. Sorry about that. So I adored knitting it. So happy with how it turned out. That photo that you're seeing is it currently laid out on Dammy's bed because she's not home from college, blocking, and I'm hoping to be able to wear it to church on Sunday. While I have you here at this very moment, I wanted to tell you about a lovely podcast I was listening to today. This is probably one of my top 5 favorite podcasts. It's an audio podcast by a lovely woman called Christy Nockels. She and her husband Nathan were the Christian music duo Watermark back in the 90s and early 2000s. And she's an amazing musician. Her husband's a producer now, but I actually get access to the podcast a week early because I support her on Patreon. But I was listening to the new episode, and it was just lovely, and I just thought you might be interested in it. So you can go to ChristyKnuckles.com if you want to check it out. And of course, I had to stick in a gratuitous photo of Pink Pearl Almond because she's the most precious baby kitty in the whole world. She's not a baby kitty. She's 2.5 years old. She decided she wanted to sleep on my bed because Mama was doing too much work and not paying attention to her. So as one does, I watch a lot of Hallmark Christmas movies. Actually, that's a lie. I watch all of the Hallmark Christmas movies. I just started this new one called A Shoe Addict's Christmas. So I want to walk you through what we're doing this year for 31 Days of Christmas. So if you go to our website, javapearldesigns.com, you can click on the link to be taken to the 31 Days of Christmas page, and it will show you this large image, which I've probably also inserted here, of all the patterns that are on sale for 25% off this week through the 7th of December with that coupon code right there, 31 days. And it explains to you exactly when it is for and everything. And then down there below is all 18 of the patterns that qualify for this week. So I'm going to highlight 2 or 3 of them every day this week so that you can learn more about them. So this week, again, our theme is shawls, wraps, cowls, hats, and mitts. So first up, we have the 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot fingerless mitts. I love these mitts so much. So these were designed for our Coffee with Cece and Dammy 2, another 7 pattern caffeine inspired knitting collection, physical book and ebook. And the ebooks will be on sale at the end of the month. So these are knit in fingering weight yarn on US 2's 2.75 meters, and they come in 3 sizes for adults and 3 lengths. So you get, as you can see right there, wrist length, mid forearm length, and elbow length. So they're great ways you can modify them to make them right for you, and they've got fun cables on them, and I love them very, very, very much. And on all of our pattern pages on Ravelry, we have this section here that tells you what techniques, stitches you need to be comfortable with in order to knit the patterns. And so that way you know if you need to learn a little bit more about something before you'll have the techniques available or whatever you need to do. The second pattern for today is one of my newest ones. It's the Walk in the Park cowl, and I just love it. I have been wearing the sample all the time. I'm so in love with how this turned out. So this is done again in fingering weight. Most of my patterns are done in fingering weight. On US 4, 3.5 mil needles, and it took 1,080 yards of yarn to make this cowl. And it is of the size, as you can see over here in the picture, that you can wrap it all the way up close tight to your neck. You can wear it, that's where it is, where it's all tied up to my neck. You can wear it a little bit looser, like wrapped twice, or you can wear it, as shown in that first picture there, all the way down loose. I typically I wear it there or wrapped twice, unless it's just super cold, which we haven't had yet this year here. And yes, I released it to celebrate my birthday, and I designed it using, where is it at here? Black Trillium Fiber Studio Lilt Sock. So I used 100-gram skein, which is that pink that you see there, and then I used her gradient set, which is a 5-color gradient set to do the stripes. And I just love how it turned out, and I have loved wearing it. And then the third pattern I'm going to highlight today is actually one of Dammy's patterns. This is the Alba cowl, and it is so cute. And my baby girl is so cute as well. She'll probably be on some of these Vlogmas videos starting next week because she will be home from college. So this was from our brand new book, Tickled Pink, 2 designers for indie dyers and 8 pinktastic patterns. That came out earlier this year, again as a physical book and as an ebook. This is done again in fingering weight, US 4's 3.5 mil needles, and you can modify it to be a longer cowl, kind of like what my Walk in the Park cowl is, or something closer up against the neck. And this was inspired by our time in Scotland with a slip stitch design that looks like a field of thistles. And Alba, as it says here, is a Scottish Gaelic word for Scotland. This is done magic loop, and again there are the techniques that you need to know in order to knit that. So those are the 3 patterns that I'm highlighting today. Again, that's the Alba cowl, the Walk in the Park cowl, and the 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot fingerless mitts. So check those out today, and I will be back with you. Let's see, tomorrow I will highlight another couple of patterns that are in the sale this week.
Pinky, who got you? Oh, your Bubba got you? Are you getting cuddles? We're getting cuddles with Bubba? Uh-huh. You have anything important to tell the Vlogmas people? Oh, really? Where are you going? You gonna tell the Vlogmas people something? Okay, they're ready. What are you gonna tell them? Are you saying hello, Vlogmas people? Vlogmas people. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Meow, meow. Meow, meow. Good night.